Yo, so y'all know I saw this morning the results of the blowout that Golden State received from the Spurs. Okay, I will address this entire thing. At first, I was like, I thought about it, and then I got hit up in the comment section by a subscriber and like, yo, you got to talk about that. You got to talk about that. I'm like, oh, all right, all right, all right. People. This video is gonna be short, quick, and sweet to the point. You don't need to worry about it. The Warriors are fine. People are like, number one, it's the first game of the season. Most teams struggle initially in the season. You know how many great teams have struggled initially in the season? Really. It is very difficult to come out of preseason and be fired. Especially, I don't know who set the schedule up to think it was going to be a good idea for the Warriors to play the Spurs as the first game. It's a bad game for either team. It really is. Two teams who are most likely going to be the top contenders in the Western Conference. This is who you put them up against. People want to talk about the Clippers. They want to talk about Portland. They want to talk about. It's the Spurs. It's the Spurs. It's San Antonio, and it's Golden State. This is not good. This is the kind of thing that college football keeps falling into the trap. You're putting some of the best teams up against each other. Besides the track games, you're putting some of the best teams up against each other at the beginning of the season. The first game, not good. Golden State, it will take time to get chemistry. Need I bring the facts, okay? I do remember, was it the 2010, 2011 season where the Miami Heat 9-8? Or was it the 2012 season? I don't think it was the 2012 season. I'm pretty sure it was the 2010, 2011 season. 9-8. People were freaking out. I was like, it's fine. I don't generally count. This is the same thing as I did with the Warriors last year. I don't generally count the season until I see a quarter of the season through in the NBA season. It takes time. Look at the Spurs. It took time for LaMarcus Aldridge to blend in last year. It takes time. It will take time for KD and everything to work out. They're almost a completely new team. You got to understand that. It's not just the acquisition of KD. They lost Andrew Bogut. They lost this and that. They picked up this and that. So they got to get the thing together. They got to get the inside presence and whatnot. I'm honestly not surprised. Now, I didn't think they were going to get blown out. But I'm honestly not surprised that they took this L. Okay? I thought they may, I was hearing the Warriors, it'd be interesting to see. I thought the game was going to be interesting. But at the same time, you got defensive problems. Defense can be fixed. Normally you would say, if this was high school, it would be a problem. But it's 82 games. Okay? It's 82 games. They got to figure out a system of play. Steve Kerr, what he needs to do is they need to play speedball. They are small. They're smaller, arguably. They need to play speedball. They need to be on the perimeter. Hell, if they do a half-court trap, a full-court press, what do you need to do? They got killed on the boards. And while it's a problem and you usually lose, look at the Miami Heat teams. They won by getting, even though they got wrecked oftentimes on the rebounding stats, okay? Especially on offensive rebounding. They got wrecked. They gave up so many offensive rebounds. As long as the margin isn't like 20 plus, you can survive, okay? If you go back to those Heat teams, they went to the finals 4 straight years and struggled on the offensive boards because they did everything else so well. What they need to do, people saying, oh, they're not going to struggle on offense. They got to kill teams. They need to pull out some Phoenix Suns, some prime Phoenix Suns of Steve Nash prime with the Matrix Sean Marion and Amari Stoudemire. Steve Kerr need to call up Mike D'Antoni and get some advice on how to run that offense. Or better yet, need to talk to the coach of the running Rebels back in the 90s, UNLV. You need to talk to some running gun. Maybe talk to Gino Auriemma and get some running gun. Because that's how they're going to beat teams. And if they get that thing down and perfect the running gun system, okay, and was it the same coach who the Phoenix Mercury? That coach, that running gun system, that's what the Warriors need. But they need improved defense. It will take time, okay? The NBA season got plenty of time to include. As long as they don't get too far in the hole, which I doubt they will. Again, this is the Spurs. There's no need to fret. Everybody's like, oh, it's not going to. There have been super teams throughout the NBA history, okay? The entire NBA history. You think I'm fazed by this? No, not at all. Blowouts happen all the time. Even the great teams, they get blown out. And the fact is, and I keep saying it, the 73, that will not be replicated. They lucked up in a lot of cases because teams sometimes didn't come out to play. Teams underestimate, even though they were winning, teams still were underestimating. They're not going to underestimate. You're going to get that. They're going to come for their heads. Even though they didn't win. People can say Cleveland. No, Cleveland's not the favorite. It is Golden State. Anybody says otherwise, I'm like, you have a champion, a team that went to Game 7, should have won, and re-up with one of the best players in the world. Definitely in the league. Are you serious? When you got Klay Thompson saying, yo, I ain't taking a backseat to anybody. You got Draymond talking, and he showed up in Game 7, okay? They are locked and loaded, ready to run. You bet to come out or they're going to blow you off the floor with their offense. What happened is San Antonio blew them off the floor with their offense. You think that's going to happen every night in the league? No, out of here. The Warriors are fine. Dub Nation, look, y'all straight. Y'all be straight. Even though they may struggle for a while. If you get through the first quarter of the season and you got above 500 record for a team like the Warriors or even the Cavs, I mean, the Cavs just blew out, well, not so much a blowout, but they did a wreck shot against the Knicks the other night. If either of them two teams come out fine, they be straight. Again, come back to me a quarter of the season, and if Golden State is struggling in, okay, then come talk to me. If they 5 games under 500, come talk to me. 10 games under 500 by a quarter of the season through, 25 games, 22 games, come talk to me then. Otherwise, it's all good. Unexpected Wonder, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on these encounters. Are you surprised by this? Are you shocked? Are you not surprised? What do you think is going to happen with the Warriors this season? How many games you think they're going to win? Oh, they're getting at least 65. I'm going there at least 65. I mean, considering the San Antonio Spurs dropped 67 last season, so at least 65, which shouldn't be a shocker to anybody. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.